Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So I never really got into this fad of foldable phones for a couple of reasons. A, they're really expensive, and B, they're a very new experimental technology, and they never really satisfy the answer I had to one question, which is, how do you make a phone with a screen that folds that doesn't break at the fold point? And apparently the way you deal with that is by, when it breaks at the fold point, not covering it under warranty, and pointing out that the phone is a scratch on the side of it as a way to avoid actually covering the customer, which is what happened to this gentleman who made a Medium post that I will link down below. It says, why I will never buy another Samsung device. And he actually framed it and put it on his desk so that he would remember to never buy another Samsung device. Now, when he sent it to Samsung, they showed him two things. They showed him scratches. Look, there's a scratch right at the fold point. Again, my cell phone screen has tons of scratches. It's not cracked, and it is a scratch at the fold point. And also, they pointed out that there was a scratch on the case. Again, this scratch is not in the screen, it's on the case, and also it's on the completely other side. So again, it's not like there's a scratch here and then there's a crack here. We're saying that there's a scratch, like, I don't know, over here or some shit, and then there is non-functioning of the LCD over here. Which is, again, I've had don't get me wrong, I've had cases where customers have obviously broken it again. Like 100% obvious they broke it again, and they're lying and they're making stuff up because they don't actually want to admit that they broke it again, because then they have to pay again. I really don't like that. Like, again, if somebody just comes in and says, yo, this happened to my screen, like, what can you do for me? There are times where, like, again, this is a stupid thing to do financially, and people here will tell me, but I'll just say, here, just fucking give it to them on the house. Like, they were honest. See, like, if somebody comes in and is like, yo, man, I broke it again, can you help me out? It's like, fine, fuck it. Here you go. It's a stupid thing to do, but every now and then I do that. But like when somebody comes in and just saying, no, your screen broke on its own, it's like, yeah, screw you. But here, this is different because this is a foldable fucking screen. I don't work on foldable screens. And it's very obvious, you could see over time, that this issue is stemming from the fold point. And one of the issues that I've always had with getting a foldable phone is I have zero confidence whatsoever that the fold point is going to last, that it's not going to break at the fold point. And apparently the way that Samsung is going to deal with this is they're just going to point out that you have a scratch on your phone screen, therefore they're not covering you. What makes this really nasty is that this phone is not cheap. Again, it's one thing if this was as cheap as the other phones. This is like twice as much as a lot of their other phones. And Samsung just seems to have been going so far downhill when it comes to it's just like basic stuff. I mean, you don't get a headphone jack. Some of them you don't get a micro SD card slot anymore. And now it's like you make a phone that's like twice as much as other phones. And when your experimental technology stops working properly, you blame the user by saying there's a fucking scratch in the middle of the phone. So this is something I think people should know before they buy it. Just so you know, getting this type of scratch on your screen that they're going to zoom in on, or getting this type of thing on your corner, means that when the folding screen fails, you now own a brick. It's something that I think is important. Samsung appears to have wanted this customer to know that this is the level of support they give them. So hopefully all of you have learned something before you buy a Samsung foldable phone. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that this guy is bullshitting and that he cracked the screen over there? Or do you think that he was just using this phone as it was intended to be used and it stopped working at the fold point because it's an experimental design? Like, we don't have 10 years of foldable screens. We have literally like one or two, and this is, yeah. I'm very happy. I'm very happy I bought a used phone that only has one normal screen. I personally have no need for a foldable screen. I mean, do you guys really need a phone that folds? Like, really? Like, I don't know. There seems to they just seem to be innovating on all the wrong things when it comes to modern smartphones. Like, I remember going from a BlackBerry Storm 9530 to an HTC Incredible. That was a jump. That felt like I was going from the dark ages into the, into the, what's the word I'm looking for? Into the Enlightenment. But, when you go from like iPhone 12 to iPhone 13, or like, I don't know, Samsung S20 to Samsung S21, it's just like these really basic iterative changes. I remember Grade A Under A, put it best a long time ago. He said, if you want to understand what it's like to get a new phone, make it more expensive and put it closer to your face, and there you go. You have the latest phone. It's bigger, more expensive, and that really seems to be the name of the game. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something, and hopefully Samsung changes their mind with this gentleman and actually fixes his phone under warranty. Because in my opinion, this is bullshit. Like, that's so obvious that it's coming from the point of the fold. Anyway, see y'all later.